A first period collapse for VGK as the Golden Knights dropped their fifth game in the last six. The improving Nashville Preds down VGK 4-2. Our takeaways next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Happy New Year from Las Vegas. Tony Dasco and Chris Gawlik. Welcome to Locked On Golden Knights. We are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network on the planet. I am a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the new Believe in Vegas podcast. Chris is the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports, the host of the Hockey News collectible show, and much, much more. And coming up on today's show, in addition to our recap of the latest Golden Knights loss, what will the Golden Knights do if Braden McNabb isn't healthy following a violent collision in yesterday's game? And we talk about VGK players named to Team Canada for the Olympics. And a reminder, you can now catch us each and every day on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Tune in at 1 o'clock daily, Monday through Friday, SSSEN, YouTube TV, Cox Cable Channel 77. And we do want to wish everyone, Chris, a very happy new year and hope that all of their dreams and wishes do come true. From Soggy Vegas.
Soggy Vegas, yeah. If you were on the strip last night, these are the nights, like, I remember I used to run poker rooms on the strip, or center strip, and these are the nights when you work in the casino, you're happy because instead of people going out at 8:30, 9 o'clock and hanging out there for, 4.5 hours, they go out there about 11:15, come back about 12:02,
Yeah, casinos love it, right? They just go out, they come back in, done.
Yeah, and Vegas won last night.
We also have to wish the Golden Knights the best in 2026 after closing out 2025 with an absolute dud, losing 5 of 6, and this time blowing a 2-goal lead, but Nashville wouldn't let VGK back into the game. No Jack Eichel again for the Golden Knights. He was supposed to perhaps return on New Year's Eve, but he wasn't on the ice. The Golden Knights lead 2-0 after the first 9 minutes. They had goals by Mark Stone. Ben Hutton scored again, career mark now, with 6 goals on a deflection of a Tomas Hertl shot from the point. But after that, it was all Nashville. Predators scoring 3 times in 5 minutes, Chris. Nick Probix, Steven Stamkos tallied his 600th goal as predicted on this show. Happened from the left circle. Riche from the final minutes of the first period, 3-2. And then all the VGK momentum, whatever they had, was just gone. They couldn't do anything after that. Finally, Michael Bunting on the power play. 2 goals for the Predators, in fact, on the power play unit. 4-2 the final. Bruce Cassidy was steamed afterward. He's talking about, I want to start here with the long-range goals his team has given up, especially over the past 2 games. How are those pucks getting through?
It's 2 things. Number one, it does start with not even just the defense in front. It starts with the proper forecheck up high. It stops with, someone stopping those long range shots. Number one, sometimes the pucks have eyes. That's come up a couple times lately in these pressers, but 2 things got to happen. One, the defense has to box out. I talked about this in the Avalanche game, right? McNabb doesn't box out. That game gets interesting, and obviously we know how that ended up. Every one of these goals, there's a ton of traffic in there, and sure, it's a bit fluky when they get through, but I said 2 things need to happen. 1, the defense has to box out, and 2, the goaltender has to work harder on screens. This goes back to the Malcolm Subban days here in Vegas. I remember this was talked about by Gallant and other people around here where, yeah, the goalie does a good job when they see the puck, but if they don't see the puck, then they have to find a way to see the puck and fight through it. And now all of a sudden we're seeing a kink in Akira Schmid's armor after Carter Hart hasn't played well. All of a sudden we're begging for Aiden Hill now. What a world we live in, Tony.
Yeah, that's for sure. And yeah, a lot of issues there. Cassidy saying that the team not in the passing lanes and that they're taking perhaps the goaltender's eyes away. This is what happens when you're not playing good defense in front of the goalie too.
This is what happens when you start overthinking it now, and that's part of the problem as well. They're stuck in their own. They're not playing against the opposition. They're playing against themselves now when it comes to all of this. And there's some worries, right? I mean, we talked about this on a couple days ago. Identity. This team has no identity whatsoever. Are they tough to play against? Not really. Are they good defensively? They're okay at best. Do they have good goaltending at times? Do they have good scoring at times? Do they have good transitional play at times? Are they good at the cycle? Not really. So, I mean, this takes me back to the 2022-23 Stanley Cup season. Barbashev's arrival was just the final piece of that puzzle, right? Maybe Jonathan Quick too, I guess. But Ivan Barbashev's arrival was just kind of when everything started to click. And I'm not saying there needs to be a trade or anything like that. Although, knowing McCrimmon, there will be a trade or a series of trades coming, given what's been happening here. So, yeah, needs to be an identity, and whatever that is, it's not physicality. I forgot about that part.
No.
Well, Kolesar finally did something, thank God.
Can't clear the zone, like so many issues there.
No, they're not clearing the zone, self-inflicted wounds. I mean,
Right.
one of the goals, you got 2 lost board battles. The first goal, you have a bad line change that leads to an easy entry. I mean, just little things right. Not doing the little things right.
I thought that there was really no push from VGK. Cassidy said that they were pushing hard there in the third period. They're not scoring a lot of goals. Here we go again. Funkadelic. They're in a funk again. And, the fact that they're just talking about, well, we had a good push there in the third period. It didn't seem like they were all into the game. We'll talk in a minute about what happened with Braden McNabb and all that. But yeah, was there a push at the end of the game? Because I know that Cassidy's trying to get his troops to rally here, but right now I'm not feeling them. They're not buzzing the way they should be.
The pushes they're getting, they're not pushes, they're desperation. And they're two very different things here. According to Natural Stat Trick, the Golden Knights had 9 high dangers in the third to the Preds 3, and the Preds played the right game. They locked them down in that third period. But when you're watching, you really don't feel it. You really don't feel like this was a game where you just didn't feel that goal coming. There has been recent games where you did feel it was coming, where that late goal would happen. And this game, you just didn't feel it. I didn't watch this game too closely. I did catch a good chunk of the third period. And I'm like, okay, this is boring thing. I'm not upset I missed that game. I'll say that much. But yeah, I mean, again, more questions than answers. That was my final tweet of 2025 about the Golden Knights right now. A lot more questions than answers about this team. Like 2 weeks ago, we're saying, hey, if this team is healthy, you got something possibly to talk about. They're maybe one piece away from making a run for another Stanley Cup. And now you're wondering if this team can even make the playoffs. I mean, they got a losing record. Their goal differential, I think, is either at 0 or a minus after this game. And yet they're either tops or right there with Edmonton in the Pacific. I don't know what happened to the standings last night, but Pacific is soft again. It was tough in the beginning, so this is in the Golden Knights' favor. But it's also, like we talked about yesterday or the day before, is the soft schedule impacting the Golden Knights because they can't beat winning teams.
Well, now they have a 3-game road trip that awaits the Golden Knights. Friday in a noontime affair, Vegas time, against St. Louis. Sunday at Chicago, Tuesday at Winnipeg. And those should be, well, if this is your typical VGK team, like these are manageable games where they could get.
Not in January, Tony. Now it's January.
Yeah. Well,
try January.
The schedule does get easier in the second half of the season for the Golden Knights. We'll have to see how that plays out. Did you catch the Cole Smith penalty shot?
I didn't. I was reading reading the stats and like the play-by-play on the NHL app, and I thought it said Ben Hutton was going to have a penalty shot at first. I'm like, wow, I got to find a Ben Hutton penalty shot. No, I didn't catch that. What's the?
No, he hit he hit the post on the penalty shot. It's just kind of
beat everything but the net.
Yeah, so that could have been another goal there in that game yesterday. And what were the penalty minutes again?
18-6, but 14 of them were. We'll probably hit that harder in the second segment, but 14 of them were when Kolesar finally stood up for a player. It only took him 30 games.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next. And could the Golden Knights have lost defensive Ironman Braden McNabb when he collided hard? We'll talk about that next on Locked On Golden Knights. Fridays always feel different during basketball season, and FanDuel is making them even better every Friday night before the games even tip off. FanDuel gives you fans a new way to kick off the weekend with something called NBA Happy Hour. That's right. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame. It's a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app right before all the action begins. It's Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern time, and it's appointment viewing time with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during happy hour always brings something new, boosts, bonuses, and all sorts of surprises. So it's easy to check the weekly special before tip-off and make a move before that window closes. The timing is perfect right before the games, right before the weekend begins. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app, see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour. That is every Friday. It is from 3 to 4:30 Pacific time, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Welcome back on this New Year's Day edition of Locked On Golden Knights. You have no idea what it takes to do a show, right, on a holiday, New Year's Day, something like that.
Enough. It's just another day for me.
I was out on the streets last night and about to make that next move. And if you live in Vegas or if you've been here, that next move could be a difference of 3 to 6 hours. And I just went, the rain, the muck, I didn't make the turn. I didn't go like to the back nine.
We did the New York ball drop, and the kids were they vowed to stay awake until midnight. I said, "Good for you guys. I'll be in our room sleeping." And
did they stay awake?
Up, they made it. Yeah, they stayed up, and I heard the fireworks going off at midnight. I heard them in the background. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's about what we do these days. Don't forget tomorrow's WTF Day, What the Friday, and we hope that you leave some comments for us from you, wherever you might be. We did celebrate also the Singapore New Year. I tweeted about that yesterday, exactly when it happened. We don't have a status update on Braden McNabb, who had that nasty collision in the game yesterday with Michael Bunting of Nashville. Now, I did watch this replay several times.
I'm watching it now too.
And it looked unintentional. I just want to set the record straight here. It was a blind hit, appeared to be unintentional, both players going towards the puck, what have you. But Keegan Kolesar takes exception to that hit. And the play, I'm not sure. Okay, we'll get there. Bunting, he chases him down. He hits him with cross checks in his back as his back is turned. And then Kolesar keeps pounding away. And that's when the ref should have stepped in, I felt, and stopped it. And then this is right in front of Nashville's bench. So you have players like Nick Hague is in there trying to just, safeguarding their player and his head and his neck area. Steve Stamkos, goal number 600, by the way, in case you missed that. He's in there trying to put his hands over the head and pushing away Kolesar. The TV guys are saying, oh, that's interference on Nashville's bench. No, they are protecting their own guy and not throwing punches or anything like that. They're just, that's interference on the Nashville bench. The double minor for Kolesar. McNabb goes to the locker room, does not return. McNabb, who is the only defenseman I believe that's playing well right now, could be out of the lineup. Let's unpack this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, first of all, the refs, Kolesar gets a couple shots, and then the linesman is right there to get in there. And you don't do anything if you're on the bench. There's no life-threatening circumstance. Kolesar is not pounding him at that point. There's no danger besides no different than some rough stuff behind the nets. And you don't touch players when you're on the bench. That's just forget the written rules of hockey as far as, yes, there should have been some type of misconduct issued, right? It's not interference, it's misconduct, but something issued there. There's no unwritten.
I disagree.
There's no written rule being.
I disagree.
You don't do that.
I disagree.
Touch the player on the ice.
Completely,
you're not on the ice. End of story.
Chris,
No questions
I
asked.
completely disagree because it was up to the refs to break it up right there.
He was right. The linesman
His
was right
back-
there, Tony. He was there. The linesman
his
was there within
back-
3 seconds.
His back is turned, and Kolesar keeps cross-checking, keeps hitting him
Good.
repeatedly.
Good.
And no, that's not
Hockey's
good.
violence.
I like the violence sometimes, but at this point, it should have been over and done. And they're just trying to go, hey, quit it, man. Just like, okay, the guy's back is turned. You won this, whatever, and then send them off to the penalty box. Call it a
Option
day.
A is milk carton Kolesar, who doesn't finish his checks, who has been
Oh, he finished his
he's
check
been less
there.
relevant in games than Ryan
He
Reeves.
finished his cross checks there, is what he
Right.
finished.
But my point is option A is milk carton Kolesar, or option B is Kolesar standing up for his teammates and ringing up 14 minutes in a penalty play when their number one defenseman is injured. I'll take option B all day. B, Peg Bundy, B. So I have no problem with what Kolesar did. I do agree that when players are doing anything on the bench, there should be some type of penalty issued. Going back to the actual hit between going back to the collision between Bunting and McNabb, there is nothing there whatsoever as far as a penalty.
No.
It's
So
a collision.
why did you
They're both staring at the
defend?
puck. They hit each other. There's nothing
So
wrong
why are
with
you
it.
defending Kolesar and saying, yeah, he did the right thing and protecting his
Because he beat the
teammate?
crap out of him as he should have, Tony.
Why?
He should have gone after
It
him.
was unintentional. Why?
I don't care if it's intentional or not. That's
It
part of
was-
the game. Your star. Okay, if that's Jack Eichel down in that
You leave
circumstance,
Jack out of this.
do you change you want liberties to be taken?
It was an accidental hit.
If it's Jack Eichel, do you want to see
If
the
it's
same
an
thing happen?
accidental
Yes or
hit,
no?
you just let it go.
Do you just look at the ref? Hey, is there a penalty or no penalty? Ref says no, we're good. You skate away. No, you go out there and you beat the crap out of the guy. That's what
No,
you do.
you
This is
don't.
what hockey is. This is
No, that's not. That
this
wasn't
is
it.
the
in this game.
brutality that needs to happen when one of your players goes down. You
Oh,
go
that really
after him,
solved
you
things,
punch
right?
him,
And then
you
right,
cross check them.
and
You do your business.
Nashville
Game.
scored on the power play after that, didn't they?
Of course they did, because the Golden Knights are terrible defensively right now. Go figure. They
Right.
didn't box out. Actually, that one was 2 lost battles in the corner, if I remember right. Riley Smith and Zach Whitecloud both lost battles, unfortunately, there. But I mean, listen, back to the play itself. We can agree to disagree on what Kolesar did. More people will agree with me, I got a feeling. But you have a collision.
They're on the
and-
VGK Kool-Aid, for crying out loud. Okay.
No,
Okay.
Kolesar did his job. He finally did his job as an enforcer
I
because
don't
he's not a
agree.
skilled
I don't
player.
think he needed to do that. And then
Yes, he did.
how many
He
penalty
should have got
minutes
more
did he get
punches
in
in,
that?
Tony. He should
In
have
the
got more
double
punches
minor?
in.
Did he get what? Would he get 4 minutes in a double
He
minor?
got 4. He got 4 minutes that counted against the Golden Knights, and then he got a 10-minute misconduct. He got the right penalties too, and Bunting did nothing. Good on the refs for not penalizing Bunting for the collision or the aftermath.
He didn't
The
do
refs
anything.
should have
to
given a
skate
bench
towards
minor to the
puck.
Preds bench, though.
That was such an unintentional collision. It's not like he tried to take him out. That's
He
the point
didn't,
that I
no.
think everyone's missing here.
No, there's nothing. I think everyone does agree with that. There's no intent right there. And I know Coach Cassidy is emotional after the game. Not a lot of hints as far as where the specific injury is to McNabb. But if you do we watched that same replay from the Tough Call podcast. Give them a shout out. This is a real good breakdown of everything. But you see McNabb, he's a little hunched on his left side as he's going off. So, I mean, John Strickland, feel free to weigh in, but separated shoulder is the first thing that I'm going to go to on this one. As far as a possible timeline, who knows? But it seems to be I'm guessing we'll have we're calling it day to day for now, and we're probably looking at a week to week circumstance.
Tweak to tweak.
Now this is the actual bona fide injury, so we'll call this one week to week. And
Yeah, it could be week.
I'll
to
predict somewhere between February after the Olympics to March 1.
Okay, remember against the Wild, McNabb saves the goal, scores a goal. They're definitely going to need him and his juice. He's the only guy playing defense, and right now,
Playing
in my
good
mind,
defense.
solid, right? And without Shea Theodore, if you have both Theodore and McNabb missing, it's not good. It's not good going into a road trip.
How do you risk Shea Theodore at the Olympics right now if McNabb is out?
We'll talk about that in a moment. But any concerns that Jack Eichel might have aggravated his injury? I
feel like the fact that Jack didn't play yesterday is a concern. I I didn't feel too warm and fuzzy about what Coach Cassidy said either after the game. I think, red alert is what the intern put up there, and it's starting to feel that way.
The Canadian Olympic team roster announced yesterday. The Golden Knights have 3 representatives on the team. We'll tell you who made the team, who made the roster next on Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back on Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas. Tony Dasco and Chris Gawlik. Neither one of us hung over like many of you are, but I'm sure the folks that are hungover, it's got to make the show a lot more interesting. I'm sure for especially our debates.
We're definitely more enjoyable after a couple of adults.
After a couple, for sure. Or the next day, the following day. Thank you for making Locked On Golden Knights your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcasting network. And if you never miss an episode, it's time to make it official, just like on Facebook. Join Locked On and the Everydayer Club. You get free ad-free audio, access to our members-only Discord, and much, much more. It's all built for the loyal fans that are out there and tuning in on New Year's Day. You are a diehard. You are a diehard if you're watching us on New Year's Day. Go to that website.
If you watch it before 8 a.m. local Vegas time.
Okay. What was that? LockedOnPodcast.com/Everydayer Club. I always have the wrong copy here in front of me. That's it. Okay. Fridays are WTF day around here. And of course, leave your comments. I'm always up for that. First of all, a little disclaimer here. The Golden Knights are an American team. And I've had enough social media.
Here we go.
Oh, Team Canada. Here's Team Canada. The entire TV broadcast, Team Canada, Team Canada, Team Canada. Sick of it already. Canadian tears, Jack Eichel. So there are 3 Olympians for Team Canada. And they come from 3 Olympians from the Golden Knights. Mitch Marner, Shea Theodore, Mark Stone. Mark Stone made the roster. Stone we thought could be on the bubble. Theodore still injured, but Team Canada feels he will be ready for Milan. And Mitch Marner we knew was a favorite to make this team.
Shout out here to Jarius Gold. First of all, I'm at America First. We have the glorious fine schedule maker gave us a New Year's Eve practice at 4:00. I'm not happy about that, but we made the most of it. So I'm about to go on the ice. I'm in the corner. Zamboni's doing this pass, and I hear Chris Gawlik. I'm like, okay, bill collector, old friend, or whatever. And I look up, someone's waving, so they come down. And every day or listen to our podcast all the time. And we had a fun moment before I jumped up on the ice. And Jarius Gold got photographic evidence of me beating up a 12-year-old.
I saw what was going on there.
So we had our yearly brawl. This happened over the summer with our team. We had basically like a coaches versus players game yesterday. And 2 of the kids, one of the coaches shot a puck at one of his kids, so they started pushing. So I did next logical thing. I found Chris and pulled the jersey over his head, and I found 2 more kids and pulled the jersey over their head.
That's
and I roughed them up. And the refs gave me a 10-minute plus 2 double minors, and I went to the shower. But so Jari, it's very nice to meet you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, that's a good way to teach the kids. And there's some good news.
Sure. Let them know you're there.
Some good news too. A former Uber driver and a player that Kelly McCrimmon owes a case of beer. He made the team. Logan Thompson.
That story went out and got public.
That story's great, right? It was out there yesterday. About that for a couple
of years, but yeah,
that's hilarious. Okay, so McCrimmon story says Logan, you'll never be in the NHL, and he proves everyone wrong. And Kelly McCrimmon still owes him a case of beer. So Logan Thompson makes the team, the former Golden Knight, along with Jordan Binnington and Darcy Kemper. No Aiden Hill. He was with the Canadian team, as we know, for the 4 Nations. Also, your favorite goaltender, Sam Montembeault, who's struggling, did not make the roster. We don't know why he made the roster. Let's set the record straight. We don't know why he made the 4 Nations.
The plan was to give him the keys to the car in the Olympics, and obviously that didn't work.
They do have a lot of favorites. This is it's so political. I'm glad for Marner. I'm very glad for Marner. Again, now the fans in Canada are going to love him because he'll score some goals. There were some surprises. So Tom Wilson makes the Canadian team. No Sam Bennett. Macklin Celebrini made the team, but no Connor Bedard. No phenom Matthew
Bedard's hurts.
But there will be, well, so is Shea Theodore. Okay.
And that's fair.
Let's be fair. But there, as we know, what happens here is they are on deck and there will be injuries. There could be opt-outs, because maybe some of the guys like a Willie Carlson has to do chores around the house or something. So
yeah, I'm still waiting to see if Alex Holt makes Team Sweden. I feel like he's a lock these days. I mean, as far as Celebrini and Bedard, I think there's only room for one teenager on the roster. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
The Celebrini
might be 20 now. Either way,
Celebrini and Tom Wilson. Did that put maybe their selection? Did that put a Mark Stone on the bubble? Do you think?
I think 100%. I mean, Mark Stone is going to bring unmeasurables to this roster, whereas Celebrini is going to be potting some goals. Hopefully you're going to feel Celebrini's presence much differently than what you're going to get out of Mark Stone. Mark Stone may not score a point in the Olympics, but if he plays every single game,
he could play up and down the line. He could play everywhere.
No, he can play everywhere.
Propaganda. That's propaganda.
Listen, all the fluff that Lawless puts out there, this is one that I will certainly.
That was bad.
The timing of it was bad, but the content was appropriate.
Okay.
It was it was a fluff. It was saying a political piece. I get all that.
He's also the one saying there should have been penalties on the bench yesterday. Come on.
Listen, fine. There should have been a penalty. There should have been one penalty on the bench, but whatever. That's fine. No big deal there. But I mean, listen, this is a murderer's row. I mean, I don't know how else to say it here. I mean, Celebrini, Crosby.
Well, let's just talk about Team Canada all the time from this point forward.
Marchand, Marner, McDavid.
They're good.
I mean, and Tom Wilson is going to be there too.
McDavid.
Yeah, I mean, I love the selection of Tom Wilson, especially on the smaller surface. It's not a traditional international surface, so that makes a player like Tom Wilson much more viable to this Olympic roster. And no one's going to be out there messing with him because you got Tom Wilson looking over your shoulder.
So hopefully by tomorrow's show we'll have Team USA, their roster.
Yeah, it should be announced during the Winter Classic in the next few hours.
The Winter Classic, I think, isn't it January 2nd? I think it's tomorrow. No. In Florida?
Oh, that's fun.
Okay. I think, but we should get that sometime.
That was always New Year's Day. Where are they doing?
They always play in cold weather cities. They're playing in stinking Miami. So
I don't care. All the traditionalists flipping out over nothing, whatever.
Folks, make sure that you check out and subscribe. Follow us on all of our platforms. We appreciate you tuning in to Locked On Golden Knights. Again, have a very great day. Hey, all your resolutions come true. For Gawlik, I'm Kurt Dasco. See you tomorrow right here.